Right now we just got to finish the coupler repair on the timbers, and we'll be running her hopefully next month. So if you're in the area, live in the area, watch Facebook and the website. But in 1925, she was up the road highway in New Braunfels for the New Braunfels power plant, which was coal powered. So this thing pushed rotary coal dumps. They're steam powered. This thing was specially ordered to generate the steam pressure to dump those cars. So 1925 to the end of 1927, it did that. Then the power plant switched to oil. So they painted it silver, stuck it in a barn. And then so basically from 1928 to 1964, that's where it sat. The storm blew the barn down. A guy wanted to buy it. They said, no, we can't do that. We can't give it away for free. They said, we can give it to a nonprofit. So he came down to San Antonio and created a museum for it. And at the time, what they did is down at the Pearl Brewery, when it was still working, a branch line of Southern Pacific called the Texas Transportation Company ran the rail yard. So they leased it to run down there, hence Texas Transportation Museum. So that ran for about 10 years until the Pearl Brewery closed. The city was like, we can give you a building downtown, you can be a static museum. Or you can go up north, we have 40 acres, you can lease it from us and have a whole bunch of land. At the time, it was all farmland. So they came out here. There was no track, no other trains, nothing. So they started building, they built this barn around it to work on it, yada yada. Yeah.
Put this here first, huh?
Yep. And then eventually they got all the track from Fort St. Houston, laid what they had out here, we sold a lot of it, and they bought the two diesels out there for about $4,000. Cost them like $20,000 to get it here. And then they took this apart. So in the late 90s, this sat in pieces in this barn. Nobody, yep, the whole thing was apart. Nobody knew how to put it back together because the guy died.
Oh no.
So in the late 90s, a couple guys started putting it back together. All they could do was get it out of the barn and then back in. It was leaking steam everywhere, couldn't get things to fit right. Hence, Dave showed up 10 years ago. He used to be a steam boiler engineer. He said, okay, I get it working. He got it working. He ran it a few times, then I showed up. And we were running about once a month. So, like I said, the compressor right here on the side is about 8 times larger than it should be for an engine this size because it needs to dump those coal cars. So this thing sounds like a bomb going off when it's going down the tracks. It also has a longer water tank on top, comes all the way to the front engine, and a larger steam dome than what normally would be on these. Steam engines were never bought stock. They were all custom made. We built it also. So with the steam pressure also, there's an air tank under this side, we don't use it, but it had 5 of those going around it to hold the pressure for the coal dump cars. And that's what it used to do. But 95% of this is original. We replaced 3 tubes inside of the boiler and some copper piping, like these ones coming off the side, a couple of valves, that's it. So they put it back together. The only way to figure out what's wrong with it is to run it. That's what we've been doing. So we replaced some lubrication lines, we're working on the coupler. I'm going to do a couple more runs and pull the pistons apart to replace the brass bushings in them because they leak steam. So, yeah, that is where we are. So she is fun. There are videos of it on Facebook and our website if you want to look at it, watch them. When we get her, we are about once a month. Hopefully we'll be doing twice a month. We start about 11 o'clock and we run her till we can't. So right now it was water, we were running out of water. Once we have water tower, we'll run out of fuel before water. But, so yeah, bluff if you want to come run her. And we pull just the caboose with it, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Yep. Whistle sounds like Thomas. Pretty much. They had the basic design, but nobody got one that was exactly the same.
Is it done yet?
Almost. Hopefully this week we're going to call Dave.
So where was that little hole at?
Well, it's on the timber here. It came off. It was this one. It was in this hole and that stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's the fuel right there, 130 gallons. 700 in the tank, 300 gallons of water in the boiler, so total 1,000 gallons of water and 30 fuel. It's actually not our lug, it's just secondary valves. So it looks confusing, but it's
Yeah,
really
very
not.
confusing. I
Uh,
was
so it's simple.
Looking at it like
This is
that.
your directional.
forward and back.
Yep. Forward, reverse. It's your throttle, pull, main brake. This would be a train brake, but we really don't use it. They also would use this to dump the coal cars, throwing it. Right now it's decoration. Cyclast tells you how much water's in the boiler. This is a secondary check in case your Cyclast breaks or isn't working. You open this one, should always have water, water or steam, steam. Tells you your level inside the boiler. This is a lubricator, it's water soluble oil. It bubbles through and goes down a steam line, and that goes into your piston since it's sealed. That's what keeps the moving parts all nice and greased. This is your main pressure, brake line, or compressor. And this is if we hooked up the train brakes, that's what would be going through there with the coal cars. There were two of these. One's a standard. There's another one at the bottom. It's the steam blowout on the cylinders. And it's just valves to control how much you want of everything. It's really, this one's fake. So basically, this is a standard. This would be the same lubricator that'd be on big steam engines. So you can control how much you want. There's two of these throttles. They're called injectors. That's what pulls water out of your boiler and throws it, or out of your tank into your boiler. This right here is basically your main steam. Comes up. This goes to your compressor. This is, since it's fuel, this is what injects, it's a flamethrower basically in your boiler. So when we started, we used an air compressor, and then once we get enough steam pressure, and then everything's completely self-contained off of steam. This controls your fuel flow. And that just, this is when we hook up an air compressor. This controls your steam flow, how much pressure you get. And it's just another valve that does the same thing. Basically, when we start, like all these valves are all closed. And when we start up, we just open it all up. That's our valve. Whistle. Yeah.
I've ridden it behind it a couple times. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was on it, that's for sure. I'm an engineer, I do maintenance, work on the O gauge. There's other O4Os out there. They're not gonna have the extended water on there, they're not gonna have a compressor that large. There's one in New York, it's a coal burner, so it actually has a coal off the back of it. Smaller tank, smaller compressor, doesn't have all the extra steam lines from back in the day. That's the coupler right there. They use a forklift to lift it.
That all came from this train right here?
So there's the beams here. This is one of the originals. It had, here's the other two. 3 of them, they stack up. Everything bolts onto that frame with no timbers. So this is from 1925, which is dry rotted, cracked on us. So we got brand new oak. This will hold the main part of the coupler. Those are just the frame part of it.
Why does it use wood on there?
Compression. What compresses. You have steel, it's just going to bang, slam,
Oh.
twist. That's basically what happened on the last run they did, is the wood cracked, the couplers came apart. But we're all trained, we threw the emergency brakes on, it was fine.
This is neat. This is actually how it looks.
Yeah.
55,
You said all that stuff, and I'm like,
switch out run.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks.
See you again.
Oh yeah. In a couple more weeks we should have the full big black one back out.